All right, so here we go.
Boom.
Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV with my co-host Jeremy Scipio.
What's going on, people?
And my relative through through so many relationships, Peyton. You know what I'm saying? I'm a claimer as a relative. You know what I'm saying? She gonna get claimed today. So Peyton she works with my old school homeboy Drew, and she also works with Demetrius, which is so funny. Demetrius is like first cousins with my cousin, and I didn't even know. So anyway, so Peyton's she's rocking in good hands. But first of all, I want to give a rest in peace shout out to Teddy Ray, LA comedian who passed away on Friday, I believe it was. And man, Teddy was a good guy, man. He really was a good, and honestly, he was groundbreaking with what he did, dude. Like he was bigger than life. You know, he was bigger than life. So I just had to say that. We've had Teddy on the show. He came on with Slink, and it was man, it was just a blessing to be in his presence. Before we go into the interview, how did Teddy affect you as a comedian, Jeremy?
To be honest with you, I think we should save it for later because, you know, like me and Teddy was really close, and I know him for, you know, it'll take over the interview, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys was close like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've known him since 2010. Like I've been to his grandma's. You know, I know this dude for real.
Okay, well, so, nah. If you
it'll take up a big portion of, you know.
Nah, I'll be honest with you. That's cool. Nah, I didn't even know it would go like that. So yeah, Peyton, where were you the first time you heard hip hop, and what was the song?
Oh goodness, the first time I heard hip hop?
Yeah.
Goodness, probably my earliest recollection of hip hop is listening to A Tribe Called Quest at home because my dad was a big fan. I was exposed to a lot of hip hop growing up, so it's almost hard to say what I heard first, but that's just like my earliest memory, like just remembering hearing Tribe.
Did you ever think hip hop would be as large as it is?
Definitely.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, I'll say if your pops was an avid Tribe Called Quest listener, you got off to a great start.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, I was telling someone goodbye.
Nah,
no, definitely. I gave a little kiss goodbye, but I was blessed to be exposed to a lot of music in my life, and I always had a really good balance. So I would say for 24, I feel like I know a lot of hip hop history. Not as much as I could. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm just like a pro, but I know my stuff.
Okay, that's dope. What was the soundtrack to your middle school experience?
Let's see. I don't know, because when I was in middle school, I was listening to so many things. What came out during that time? I think that was when I was, I don't know, because every year I had a different era, like what I was like tapping into. Like when I was in 6th grade, I was still very much on hip hop, jazz, pop, or whatever. And then my 7th grade year, I was like tapping into like K-pop, like so. Just like so, I was like always looking for new music because I love music so much. I'm like, and there's more out there. Like, let me really tap in, you know. And so it's hard to really say. I would say I do remember like being a kid and like funny enough, like growing up, I would always listen to Amela Rue. So I remember being in middle school and like always listening to her albums, like all of the albums that were out that like from that point, like clean my room, listening to it, fall asleep listening to it. I was also listening to, I would always play music when I went to sleep. So I would listen to like the Chrisette Michele album. I forgot which one it was. It was the one, you know, the very,
I love Chrisette Michele.
She's like looking off, like very R&B pose. And Jill Scott. I would just like be listening to a lot of R&B like when I went to sleep, but like definitely I was always listening to Mellow. And then eighth grade year, what was happening? Oh my God. Yeah, I just don't even know. At that point I was just like trying to find new music to listen to. Like I didn't have one thing that I was like constantly listening to, but there were things I just added onto my collection. And I just like, even to this day, like things that I grew up listening to, like I'm still listening to those things. I'm just always adding on depending on like, you know, what I discover.
Yeah. Did you were you talking about the Epiphany album? Or was it the I Am album?
I think I Am.
I Am. Yeah, yeah. She said she's looking off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love her. I mean, of course, you know, shout out to the other R&B artists as well. I like, you know, female R&B artists, but Chrisette Michele, her voice was just so unique. I feel like it was like for me, I didn't get into Amy Winehouse till later, but Chrisette Michele was like that before. And then I'll tell you how she captured my attention was she collaborated with both like Jay-Z and Nas within the same year. And I was just like, who is this woman who's on both of these guys' songs? And that's how I got exposed to her. So that's pretty good.
I'll never forget. Did she make this song or wait, was that Chrisette or was that Jill? The song with Nas when they sampled the Nat King Cole song.
That's her. That's Chrisette. Yeah.
Okay, I remember hearing. I like have like a memory like just deep in my head of like being at the barbershop with my dad and like being in the back and like seeing that play on BT and like, you know, hanging out and listening to it. And I was like so little, but yeah.
Yeah, Can't Forget About You. Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah.
So what in high school, what did you think you would be when you graduated? What was your path be?
I mean, since I was a small one, like I always knew I was destined to be doing on the path that I am now. Like I've always strived to be a really great musician, and I have a lot of family members who are great musicians, so they always put me in the right direction. So from when I was like 4, I was already like doing things to like you know, learn about theory and like music history and just being exposed to so many things, being in various programs in school and outside of school, like from the point of when I was like 4 and 5. So I always knew what I wanted to do. I even knew what high school I wanted to go to because of the elementary school I went to was a performing and visual arts school. And like pretty much when you go to that school, it's like kind of set like, okay, now you should go to this school, and then after that you go to this school. So I already had like an idea. Parker Elementary School. It's a magnet performing and visual arts school. And then I
where was it located? I'm sorry.
Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then for high school, I went to HSPVA, the Performing and Visual Arts School in Houston. I'm sure maybe you've heard of it, maybe not, but a lot of great, talented people have been there, like Robert Glasper, Beyonce. Let's see, just like a lot of great actors, and like this is so sad. I forgot the guy's name who created Dear White People. I'm having a brain fart. The lady who created Grey's. This Anatomy? Is really bad. I'm forgetting. Yeah.
Dang. Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah. So a lot of great people have come from HSPVA, and like even my graduating class, like they're all doing amazing things. So I just feel like it's very destined. Like if you go there, like a lot of it's definitely an anointed place.
Was it Justin Simeon?
Is it what?
Who created Dear White People? Was that Justin Simeon?
Yes.
Okay. And these are all alumni from your school.
Yes.
So I went to a performing arts school in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's
And
awesome.
who's our alumni? Our alumni, the one that gets the most credit is Nick Lachey. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He with Jessica Simpson, and now he has the show it's on Netflix.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, he's famous for doing nothing, and that's
why you say whatever?
Because he's famous for
Jeremy.
He's famous for doing nothing. Like you said, like he's famous for being
like a.
He was.
I don't want to
Jessica
say it. Can I say it? Can
say
I speak?
You can say it.
Speak freely.
Okay, he's famous for being wide and kind of attractive, or for the standard of like maybe 20 years ago. But now he's not like. I mean. He got lucky because now, like, if he was who he was now, like, people would not think he was as fine.
He was white with soul, with a little bit of soul. That was enough to carry him back then. But this was before. This is when he was a Justin Timberlake, adjacent person. But then you also had your Robin Thicke, and time moved on, and he just stayed. There, he stayed there. You know what I mean?
I never think of him and think soul. Like I never.
Well,
have.
just because of the one song, 98 Degrees. It was the group. He had a song.
Oh.
Yeah, you had the Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, and NSYNC, and they were all
he was
hot.
in 90 Degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
98 Degrees. Yeah.
I don't know about 90 Degrees. I'm sorry.
I could tell by you not knowing. You keep saying it wrong, but it's funny. It doesn't deserve that much attention. My point is, went to performing arts school. I'll say Carmen Electra. She graduated. She graduated from there. Who else? There's a few other people, but Anyway, I just relate to you on that. I just think that's dope. Performing arts people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's big shoes to fill as well.
Definitely.
Not for me, because I just have to beat Nick Lachey, and then I'm somebody.
Yeah, and then he won, and that's
exactly.
easy.
No, I'm kidding.
So, what was the last album you listened to, Peyton?
Sheesh. The last album I listened to
in its entirety.
Can I have a moment to look at Spotify? Because I'm always like consuming music. Like I really am. I'm not playing. Let's see.
It's like you spent 364 hours listening to Lil Nas X's album.
About that. So the last thing I checked out was wait, hold on. Oops. I forgot the title of the album. Okay. Young Nudie, his album is called EA Monster.
Wow.
All right.
Monster. What is the EA stuff? What's that? EA Monster.
I don't know. I thought it was like EA Sports.
That's what I'm thinking.
I thought that. I don't know though.
Tell us a little about Young Nudie. You got my attention. Young Nudie. Oh shoot!
You froze it up, man. Young Nudie overloaded the circuits.
I know, right? Is that man? Okay. Let me see. Nudie.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, we got you back.
Okay. Did you guys hear all of that?
Nah.
Okay. I started praying to Jesus. But yeah, Young Nudie. Have you guys heard of him?
No, but I'm looking at the song titles. Impala, Lunch Meat, No Chaser.
See,
Kit Kat,
I'm liking Impala, Fresh as Fuck. Let's see, My Gang, Lunch Meat. I like those from the album. I really like Young Nudie because he picks a lot of like, he cares a lot about instrumentation. He picks like these very whimsical beats that are very musical and not so like low. They don't feel low vibrational because I mean some of these like I love rap music, but sometimes, or like it just became trendy where all these producers were creating these very dark sounding beats, and like, you know, I'm very sensitive to energy and all that stuff, and like it just I don't know, I think I'm a sweet spirit, so like sometimes it would be overwhelming for me, and like, or would make me feel anxious or conflicted, because like I'm like, okay, it's cool what they're saying, but then this is weird, or sometimes it's it's times where the music sounds really cool, but then they're saying a lot of dark things, like for juxtaposition, but then that's also kind of confusing as well. But definitely when it comes to like the low vibrational beats, I'm just kind of like over that and never really liked it that much. So I really respect that about Young Nudie, because he like really cares about instrumentation, and he's a really good rapper. He's a really good songwriter. He's very experimental when it comes with his flows, and they work really well.
Yeah, this album cover is wild, by the way. I've actually never heard of them, and I'm interested to listen to them. But I like the term you use, low vibrational. So that actually inspires me to go like, okay, to hear something different, because you're right. I feel like they have kind of, you know, once something becomes in, it just goes in, and you're right. That's like a common thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album? All-time favorite album?
Oh, that's so tough. Oh wow.
You can give a top or something, like top 5 or 3 or whatever debate is.
That's so overwhelming to think about. I can't lie to you.
Hey, I'll go. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Did I take yours?
Oh, that's nice. I like that one a lot. But I wouldn't say like I wouldn't think automatically that that's my favorite, but I really do like it. Oh, I thought you said, what did I think about that? I was like,
yeah.
Okay,
well, I said I'll go first, and I say mine. And I'm saying, did I take yours? So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good one. No, off top, maybe like Late Registration by Kanye.
Great one.
But I don't know. There's so many albums I really like. I really have to think about this. I like the album Infinite Possibilities by Mel LaRue. That's a really good one.
Okay.
Oh, there's a really good album I like, and I always go back to it. It's by this artist named J. Paul, and he has an album that's just a bunch of leaks, and it was actually leaked like maybe like 2009, and I think this is when Kanye still had his like blog, and he would just post a bunch of like up and coming artists and things like that, and like I think J. Paul's album was leaked there, and then it was taken down for some reason, but like he recently uploaded like 2 years ago, and it's like really beautiful. It's really awesome. He's just very experimental, and like, but it's like so like timeless, like what he does, because it's such a unique sound. So, and it's just called Leak 413.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's so many albums I like. And love, actually. I just love music. There's so much great music out there. Yeah.
So describe your style.
My style. I would say my style is, when I think about my style, it's I always think that it's like of the world. Like I try to make music that sounds like it's already a part of the world, like that people feel like they're part of, like it feels so familiar, but like still one of a kind. Like it feels good. Like it's like you know it. I don't know how else to explain it, but I try my best to pull from like, or I've been very inspired by like a lot of like classic music and things that I heard growing up, like hearing a lot of like Isley Brothers and like Prince, but also like and Anita Baker, but like also hearing like recent artists, or like I was born in 97, so like also like growing up listening to Aaliyah. She was my favorite. Like, oh, that's another. I love her like One in a Million album. But like she's definitely an artist that I've always been inspired by since I was little. But yeah, like definitely like I tried to like I just try to make music that I feel like is like of the world. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I feel.
Nah, it definitely makes sense. And you know, it's interesting because I'd heard your music in the past. Like I'd heard it and it was good, but I think because you were so young, you know, I was kind of like, okay, you know, she's got something here and whatever. And I was amazed when you know, when I met you, you know, beyond when I met you when you were 16, when I reconnected with you as an adult, you know, my homeboy Budgie was like, dude, she's dope. And I like, man, for him to give you the compliment, like that was a big deal. Not saying that Drew and D don't know what they're talking about, or all your other fans don't know what they're talking about, but like Budgie putting the stamp on it, I was like, wow. I was like, that's dope. And then it was cool to me because it's like you coming to LA, by you knowing Budgie, I was like, okay, she's made her proper rounds. You know what I'm saying? And then we had you had made your proper rounds. So that was dope to me. What was the path of you making your first album? Not song, but like coming together and putting together like a catalog of songs that you had and kind of theming it and whatnot.
I guess it happened organically. I had been knowing this guy who I went to high school with, and we had started making music together. And the more I started making music with him, he started to introduce me to someone who was managing him at the time, which was Drew. Mm-hmm. And from there, like Drew would further like just give him and I guidance, and like, you know, it just, how all the music happened came so organically, because I was just being an angsty teen and just talking about my life at the time, and just how it once it was all done, you know, I was just talking to him about how I was just going through so many emotions, and it felt like I was on like a never-ending roller coaster, and and then he was like, "Oh, that's what the EP is called, Roller Coaster." So that's how they came about. So it just happened so organically, really.
So the other part, like the violin. Mm-hmm. So how did you come to play the violin?
I had been playing since I was 5, like right when I started the elementary school. Like I started playing the same time I started choir there. And my aunt played violin, my grandma played violin, her grandma played violin. So it's just like a thing in our family. And like, I just naturally like just obviously from singing from them, and like, I just was interested in it. So,
all right. And then, so with your, you know, you have a vast musical knowledge. I'm very impressed.
Oh, thank you so much. I thank my family so much for that.
The range. I mean, it's like it's kind of refreshing. It's definitely refreshing.
Oh, thank you.
With that being said, what would you say your favorite music video is?
My favorite music video. Oh my God. So I can already think of 3, but like I'm forgetting the name of this song.
All right. Who are the artists of your favorite music video?
Wait, I'm Googling it so I can find it. But like off top, I remember seeing it's this video. I don't know what his alias was at the time. CeeLo Green, like he always changed it. I think it was probably just Gnarls Barkley at the time, but he had this song like who's gonna save our soul.
Oh, one of my favorite songs.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
the video was very unique. Also, I really, there's this video from Flying Lotus, and it's just this guy dancing in the street.
In Watts. It's in Watts. Oh man, that video is
incredible.
You already know what I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's captivating. So it's like I think he's like getting shot, or I don't know, and then he just starts. It
wasn't ballet, but it gave me the feeling of like watching some Black art. Like he was one of the okay. So to me, Flying Lotus kind of gave birth to. I'm not gonna say that Kendrick's videos are like his concepts or his ideas, but whoever made some of Kendrick's videos, Flying Lotus's video, the one where the guy got shot, it was like the guy wasn't doing ballet, but he was like dancing.
It was just very fluid, yeah.
And it told a story. Like that was the very first time where I saw a video like tell a story like that without words, to speak.
Do you remember the name of it? I hate that. No. I was so unprepared. I'm so sorry about that. But and then I also there's this video that I've just always liked since I was a kid. Seeing the drop video by the Pharcyde. Like I've always loved that video. That was my shit.
That's right.
So describe the process behind making PSA.
Oh, wow. So all my projects, they seem to just happen and come together very organically, and I'm really thankful for that. So it just, there were some engineers and some artists who had wanted to work with me, who were based in LA, and I'm signed to Stone's Throw, and they're based in LA, so I just started coming more frequently, and we gained a relationship, and like we kept working together and like just creating really awesome music. And I tried my best to talk about things that were like on my heart, and like just trying to show more of myself, or talk about topics or express myself beyond talking about like relationships or love rather. And because like with my first project, I was just like boo-hoo, like this guy made me sad, like that was like the whole project. But PSA was cool because I talked about like the very first song is like about a friendship breakup, like that I experienced with a friend. We were friends for like 10 years, and she broke up with me like the day before the pandemic started. It was crazy, and she broke up with me via text, and it was just really sad. So the song is called "What Did I Do?" Because I was like, because she didn't talk to me for like a while, and didn't tell me really what happened. So it was like a way for me to like really overcome the confusion, like to just express myself and get it out. There's a song I've talked about. I have a song where I just reminisce about like memories I've had with loved ones that aren't here anymore, like my grandparents and friends that have passed on. It's been so long. I have a lot of different themes like that I feel like I haven't touched on that I really challenge myself by like trying to make them to just really express myself in a way that people could like connect with, and like, you know, it felt good to like hear it and sing along. And I just tried my best to like show who I was. Like even the very last song I covered, Pure Imagination, which was a really important song to me, like one of my favorite songs since I was a kid, like from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So yeah, I did my own rendition of it.
What do you feel about the comparisons to like Prince and Erykah Badu? Do you feel like that's like, you welcome it? Do you like, how do you feel about that? That's pretty.
That's interesting. I've never heard anyone compare Prince and Erykah Badu.
Pitchfork did a review of your album. They said that your album invokes a lot of Erykah Badu's New America, Erica, and yeah. So, well, if this is the first time you're hearing that, well, hey, they think that highly of you. So hopefully, what do you think of that?
I'm not against it. I will have to like re-listen to what songs are off of that one, because I mix up part one and part two a lot. Like
you're talking about the Erykah Badu album.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your own album.
Yeah, I'll be too.
Oh wait, I thought we were talking about. Okay, I'm sorry, I got confused.
No, it's all good. We're all confused, but it's fine. Yeah. Let me see. I can look it up real quick.
Because I would say, like, when it comes to like the world, like creating a whole world and like it being so uniquely its own thing, like I guess, yeah. That's a similarity.
It's fine. Like I do stand-up comedy for a living, and I can't tell you how I will get off stage after doing like 40 minutes of stand-up comedy, and somebody said to me one time, they go, "Oh man, that Eddie Murphy impression was amazing." I don't have an Eddie Murphy impression. It's like, what were you? What are you here? You're just, you know. So people interpret stuff. You know, you have to just take it as a compliment, no matter how weird.
You're better than me. I would have played into it like, oh, so what part was that? Like, I would have like to see what they would say.
You can't go hard. It's too many people have way too many opinions, so it's kind of hard to even it gets real deep. But let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Erykah Badu track listing. It says The Healer, My People, Soldier, The Cell, Twinkie, Master Teacher, The Hump, Telephone.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember when they came out. Oh wow.
Yeah. That's it's 2008. Yeah, wow. But yeah, New American. Yeah,
oh my gosh, I was definitely 2008. I was like 11.
Well, I mean, but the comparison does that throw you off, or are you like, I mean, is that too much or too?
It's not actually. I would have never thought of that, but like I said, like when it comes to like them creating their own worlds and it being so like its own thing and like so like so beautifully orchestrated and like being so soulful and having like different elements of like soul and gospel and like a little rock and stuff like that. Like I feel like I understand the comparison, but it's like obviously, you know, Erykah's stuff is new age, but it's still different. But like I understand like when you're looking at it like I guess more textbook or surface level versus like the actual like complete material, if that makes any sense. But yeah.
Right, so Pitchfork's wrong. I get you. I feel you. No, I'm kidding.
Pitchfork, I mean, there's a bunch of different writers, and
Absolutely.
so everyone has an opinion. But I mean, I'm really trying to understand what they're saying, and I guess I get it, but I would have never thought that. Like, that really threw me off when you first said that.
Look, I'll just read it out, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I'm just thinking of cool questions to ask. But it said the colorful sense and celestial imagery brings to mind the fantasia of Prince and the futurism of Erykah Badu. Yeah.
Well, sometimes people, it's kind of like when you have to write an essay and you have to have a certain amount of words, and you're just trying to fill the space, and then you also want to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Ow!
So that's kind of what I feel happened. But it sounds good, and they probably made an A, because they made an A because they tricked me.
Why does it sound like I'm answering this question? That's so funny. I've never yeah, that's an answer I would give to that. That's hilarious.
What's your sign?
Aquarius.
Okay.
I think Peyton's a comedian too. I think she left out one of her skill sets at this performing arts school.
Oh, that might be the connection to the performing arts thing, because that's like that was an extreme. It was a good deep dive into like let me see what you were thinking when you came up with that. But no, I like the answer though. That was good. That's dope.
No. So how would you describe your style of music? Would you call it, by Jeremy giving us the pitchfork bits and pieces of the interview, would you consider yourself maybe a contemporary neo soul kind of thing, or just a contemporary female soul singer?
I don't know. Like, I feel like that's
putting you in a box.
No, I not even that. Like, I do think, well, maybe so. I think that is an extension of like my sound, but I think like I'm also like, I feel like I have a fusion of different sounds. I would say like definitely there's soul and there's pop, but then also like, I have a lot of gospel roots too. So I feel like that comes out as well with like how I choose to like certain notes, or like just my style, like certain things I choose to sing, like how I sing it or whatever. But just because I was exposed to so much, like, I don't know, sometimes it is hard to say, but like I just simply just say I'm like alt R&B, Yeah. But soul is definitely an extension because I grew up listening to a lot of soul. That's something I did listen to a lot, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you get introduced to Stone's Throw?
Introduced to Stone's Throw when I put out my second single, Sweet Honey, and it was circulating around LA, and Peanut Butter Wolf got a hold of the song, and he tweeted, "This is the most classic shit ever." Like, he said something like that, and I was like, oh, what? And then I followed him, and I was like, hi. And he was like, hey, I love this song. And then we just kept chatting and for like a year or two, and then, then the rest is history.
That's dope.
Yeah. And I was like 18 or 19 at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so cool.
Hey, you are. There's a lot of people that wish they could, have that relationship,
Oh, yeah, no, I'm blessed for sure.
So, I was impressed last week when we were going to have you on the show, and you're like, yo, I have choir practice, and,
oh, yeah.
and I could tell how important that was to you. And you wanted to do the interview, but I could just tell how important your choir practice was to you. How has faith played a role in your decision making?
Wow, that's an amazing question. I would say God has always given me the confidence to know like what I've wanted to do since I was a kid. Like, even just like talking to I just remember being a kid and like praying about like my purpose and like talking to myself and like also talking to God and saying, you know, I want to perform and I know I have a gift and I know I'll get better, but I'm shy and like would pray to God that I can overcome that and things like that. Like since I was like, I remember I like said that prayer when I was like 8 or 7, and like I worked towards it every day and like talked to God about it, and like also just like singing in the church and like and things like that. I feel like that also like added to my my craft as well. But like yeah, I just always had I always asked God to like put me on the right path and like have confidence in what I was doing. And I feel like just I'm just always praying about that even now, because like I'm still like it's still a journey. But I feel like I have the confidence and I know where I'm going, and like a lot of things are just written in the stars for me. And yeah, so I hope I answered your question.
Amen. You said your major musical influences before, right?
I think I kind of said a couple.
Okay. Well, who else would you say, or if you had to describe the most major musical influences to you?
I would say Amela Rue, Mariah Carey, let's see, Erica,
Who was the voice that you heard other than your family members that made you say, I wanna sing? Like that contemporary music or secular music, I'm sorry.
Aaliyah. Since I was a baby, I was like I remember hearing like being like 3 or 4 and hearing More Than a Woman and feeling like a superhero. And I was like, oh my God, I love this song and I love her. I didn't say oh my fucking God as a 3-year-old, but that's how I felt. I was like so excited, like, and I felt so empowered by the song. And like
that definitely sounds like a superhero song. I can see that.
Yeah. And like she has such an angelic voice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like we sound the same, even though like I was not at her level, but I was just like, she was inspiring. So yeah.
Wow, I was surprised. Have they used that like for like a superhero like thing yet? Because that is actually a good song for that. Yeah. Wow.
Come on, it's so powerful. So powerful.
That's dope. What's your favorite documentary?
Oh goodness. I've seen so many documentaries, but I don't think I've watched them more than once. I saw a couple recently where I was like, these are very interesting, and I saw I saw a documentary that was very interesting, and it was about it was like some sort of tickling sport, or like a company that
I did not think you were gonna go there.
What?
I did not think you were gonna go there. Tickling sports.
It was something like that, and I don't know. It was very weird. And then maybe I want to use that one because I forgot the name of it.
No, I pulled it up immediately. It's called Tickled. I don't know how you could have forgot that. And yeah, it's a competitive sport about their endurance tickling.
Yeah. And then obviously something went wrong. And then
wow.
I mean, you can't just have a story without, something always goes wrong. That's just life. And then there's this documentary I saw on Netflix. I'm really I've just seen so many interesting documentaries. Like I enjoyed the one about the Fire Fest.
They had two of them. The one on Netflix or the one on Hulu?
So I think the one on Hulu was kind of it was one of them. I think it was the one on Hulu because it was like one of them, they were trying to like one up the other and try to hurry up and put it out. And it was just like very poorly like curated. I forgot which one, but it was one of them I did not like.
I like a good sarcastic narrator. I think they had a good sarcastic narrator where the guy was like, he said, "Bill, this can't fail." And then after it failed, it did fail. And this is how. No? But yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah. But I've seen a lot of great like documentaries and like about like artists' lives and like things like that and like cults and things like that. I don't know, but I always forget the names of them. I'm sorry.
Someone in the comments said Ticklemania. They thought that was the title of it. You have such a great laugh. I can see why you would watch a documentary called Tickle.
I love that.
It's like, oh, okay, I can see that. That was the next one. Oh yeah. What advice would you give your younger self?
Maybe that not to be scared to completely shine your light. Just because like I mentioned, like that definitely was a problem for me. I was kind of shy and had social anxiety, like pretty bad, and I loved who I was, but sometimes I was like always holding it to myself and not wanting to like completely show all of myself, or which is good, like it's good to be like private, but like just like creating like a healthy balance for myself, like to where it's like, okay, you can like be as great as you are, like you don't have to be scared to be as great as you are. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what movie was it Sister Act? I don't know. It was a movie where some girl like had a really small voice or something like that. She was afraid to say it, and then finally
was Sister Act.
Sister Act, yeah, that she finally sung and blew everybody away. Was that?
Yeah, she sang the joyful.
Is that it? Is that yeah? I'll say that's what you saying that reminded me of that.
Yeah, I would definitely tell myself that and like just try to make myself feel more comfortable about like it's weird. I've always embraced myself, but like I guess being scared to like completely show it to others, like that was a problem. I felt like I acted so different than other people.
Somebody said Police Academy.
Who would play you in a biopic?
I don't know who could really capture my essence.
I love that. Who can capture my essence?
And Greg, you actually asked me that last week, and it was so overwhelming. And I was like, I gotta really think about this. But I'm like, oh, that's too overwhelming. I'm not gonna think about it. Like, I really can't think of who.
All right.
So
who do you think?
I don't know. It's interesting because I've heard the music, but then I have to pair that with this little girl that I met like years ago, and then I have to move it to who I'm interacting with right now. And I'm like, man, there's so much growth. You're like, man, no, I mean, Drew called it. Drew, from the moment that Drew mentioned you to me, he's like, dude, she's dope. Like that, he just kept on saying that. But then it's like, you know, no comparison to me breeding dogs, but it's like, man, I say my dogs are dope. I'm like, dude, what I deal with is dope. Like, you're gonna say what you deal with is dope, but like, you're literally, you know, you're man, even to the point of where I'll say, with this conversation and going into your musical history, and then, you know, knowing that, you know, you're 3 generations of violin player, and you know how passionate you are about the choir, you know, the church choir and all that stuff. That's like, you just don't see that. Well, I won't say what other people, but I just haven't seen that in an artist, you know, not a contemporary artist.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate that. Actually, it's so important to me because you know, I grew up in the church. My grandparents actually created 2 churches in Houston, Texas in 68. Well, they created one in South Park in Houston, Texas. And then I think the second one came in the 90s. But my grandparents, they were really known in like the gospel world, especially my grandma. Like, she was an educator, but she also was like known like in the gospel world. And like, so because of this, you know, I was always in the church, which I loved because music was always like heavily like intertwined with I mean, that's how it is in general, but like music was like really integral to like the like what the church was. And like, my grandparents were educators, so like in music, so that also played a part. And like, that's also how, like, you know, my grandma really helped like me. My grandma really helped me be in the position that I am now, because she, like, when I was young, she's like, okay, she already has the natural talent, like, okay, we need to start putting her in this program. She needs to go to this school, and then after that she has to go to this school, and then she needs to get with this teacher, like from when I was like very small. But yeah, so I always had a good balance, like
No, sounds like you've been living through intention. You know, if it's not your intention, the intention of those that are around you, that's dope.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I was never like forced into it. It's just like my family noticed that I had a gift, and they also were musicians, so they're like excited, and they're making sure I could be the best that I could be, which is awesome. Like, I'm really so thankful for that, because I do know people who want to pursue their crafts, and their family, like, they don't have any involvement with that, and you know, they're not very understanding. They're like, oh, that's weird, like, just do this, or like, that's a hobby, like, just do this. So I'm glad like my family takes it very serious, and they're not trying to encourage me to like do something else.
What what's the best advice anyone's given you?
I guess to focus, well, not to ignore my intuition.
That's good. That's good. That's been like the running theme of this this podcast episode. So that's actually a good one.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Who's a motivational person in your life?
Jeez. Well, my parents. I'm an only child, so you know, I'm all that my parents can focus on. So, you know, they want me to do my best, and they're always like encouraging me, like pretty much every day, like telling me they're proud of me, and
Wow.
you know, letting me know that letting me know they're proud of me, and like tell me to keep going, and like letting me know that I wouldn't come this far for like no reason. And a lot of things like that. And also Drew, he's like, I mean, since the moment I met him, he's like, you're a star, you're a fucking star. And I'm like, yes, I am.
Yo.
What's the most legendary moment you've been a part of, or that you either witnessed or been a part of?
I feel like I've had a lot of great moments, but I can't help but think about the time. I think I was 12. I played at Carnegie Hall with a jazz orchestra, and I played with my on my violin. This is like, I was like 12. And wow. I feel like that was awesome.
That's a hell of a feat. Heck yeah.
Yeah, Peyton is no accident. She is no accident at all. This is all through intention and a lot of family love pouring into you and exposing you to the right stuff. That's dope.
That's like a lifetime achievement right there. Like you did it at 12.
Oh yeah.
Who would you like to work with?
I would like to work with Okay, let me minimize the thought in my head. Okay, because I was thinking of producers, singers, rappers, like all at once. Like it's like a explosion in my brain, and like maybe I should like take it piece by piece.
You got one song to complete for an album. The album's about to come out in a month, and Peanut Butter Wolf says you got a budget. We just need one more, and I'm gonna make it happen for you. Who would you reach out to, or who would you want them to reach out to?
That's so insane. I would want to work with Pierre Bourne.
Educators.
Okay. I'm like, Pierre Bourne, he is a producer that he works with a lot of people, to be honest. Like he's worked with like Young Thug, like he's worked with Nudie, like let me see his whole like track list. He's like worked with a lot of people, but I love his sound because it's very like
Pierre Bourne,
yeah.
Pierre Bourne, okay.
His style is very musical, and he's just very like in tune with like himself, it seems, and all his music sounds very like cute, and I feel like we would work really well together. Let's see, I would love to work with Kanye. Like I feel like that would be an easy collab. Let's see, who else? I really want to work with Ari.
Lennox.
Yeah, like we've chatted, and she's told me she wanted to sing with me and all these things, but you know, she's busy, and like, you know, it takes money to make that happen. No matter how much she wants to, like, niggas want to get paid. So yeah. And then who else? I really want to work with Raphael Sadiq.
Oh wow,
that's a good that's a good fit. That's a good fit. Very doable.
And
that's a doable.
I really thank him because he because I think he did the music curation for Insecure, and
he did.
That's how Sweet Honey was on season 3. My song Sweet Honey, because I thank him. So he's obviously fucking with me. So hopefully we can collab soon.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good list, actually. It's very wide ranging too. That's what I like. Who would you like to inspire?
Who would I like to inspire?
Yes.
I would like to reach as many people as I can. I feel like I'm able to well, I try my best to get my message across when I talk to people, when I express myself, and I really try my best to like really connect my soul to another person, like anyone I talk to. So like that's my goal. And I mean, I of course want to connect with Black people and kids, and but anyone who can feel me, I guess. I want to connect with everyone.
Nice.
Like, I just hope I can like make a difference, just like by what I say, and like just the energy of like what I put, like how I express myself.
How important is ownership to you?
It's
I like how she whispered that. A little bit of a whisper, but yeah, no, it's just very.
I feel so fake because I'm also signed, but yeah. I mean, I do think it's important to have your own like. I mean, it's like having free will. You can, choose what's done with it, and it's awesome to like own your own masters and like your art, period.
Yeah, the gift that never stops giving.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like nowadays artists are able to have conversation negotiations that previous artists weren't. A lot of artists that we came up and admire, we found out later there's a lot of contract stuff and a bunch of mixed stuff, whatever. So it's just interesting, that just to hear that conversation come up consistently. And a lot of people, like me, I also speak for myself, it's like you trade a little bit of that just for more attention, or more, opportunities, so it's always a mixed bag. So yeah, it's always interesting where people go with that one. Who are your top, I feel bad for asking you these type of questions, but I think this is the last one. Who are your top 3 musicians?
My top, how many?
15. Top 15 musicians. No, I was kidding. Top 3.
Top 3.
They don't have to be singers. They can be musicians also. Rappers, musicians, singers. Come on now, you got that fat budget. You're on your last song of the album. You can pull them on in. Dead or alive. All right, we gonna pass on that. We didn't, and that's my fault. That's my fault.
That question, that's a question breaks you. You're like, no, don't make me choose.
Overwhelming, because I love so many artists, like almost equally. I don't want to leave anyone out.
We beat that dog to death. We we did it. If you could have your dream verses, dead or alive, who would you like to see compete with each other? Same thing.
It's so hard. Okay, sorry, too overwhelming.
All right, we keep it moving.
Here, I got a question I want to throw in there. So obviously, I don't know if you're like a Beyonce fan or you like her or she stands with you, whatever. But she just released an album, an amazing album. I'm saying that because I have to. I'm not really a big fan.
The Beehive gonna get on you.
I do like her though.
Get you?
Huh?
Are they gonna get you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to say it's an amazing album. It just came out. It's new. I haven't had time to digest it, but I will.
All the right answers. All the right
I will. I mean, Break My Soul is breaking records, so there you go. Yeah, my soul's not broken yet. So yeah, but yeah, what happened? Basically, one of the songs on the album sampled Khalees's song or songs.
Love Khalees.
Sure. Huh?
Yeah, I love Khalees. She's my birthday twin.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's dope. Yeah.
Also, Dr. Umar has the same birthday as me too.
Oh, wow.
What a
That's a combination. Exactly.
What a spectrum.
Her birthday is this Sunday.
Listen, beautiful queen.
You got a birthday coming up. All right.
On the 21st. I'm turning 25.
Okay. Again?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
10 years.
For the first time.
I'm kidding. Oh yeah, but Beyonce sampled Khalees's song, and Khalees made a statement either the day after or the day that Beyonce's album came out. I actually listened to the track. I tried to compare it. I didn't find it, and I actually do like Khalees's music. Even the B tracks, I actually like. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like it don't matter? Do you feel like, and even this part of it, the fact that if Beyonce sampled it fair and square, it was the fact that she didn't get paid for it because Pharrell owns the rights to her music, apparently, or something like that. What are your thoughts?
So because of the commotion that Khalees started, like I think they ended up removing the sample somehow, and it was something like that, or they removed her name from the credits. It was something like that, but technically it was done rightfully so because, well, on Beyonce's end, because Pharrell owns the master, so he has to say so and like where it goes and things like that. However, the Neptunes played Khalees, just to be blunt. Like they played her really bad. But honestly, Khalees, I don't know if she just didn't have obviously she didn't have an entertainment lawyer or something when she was working through that contract, because they just own all her stuff, but Pharrell continues to like do whatever he wants, like with Khalees's music. And so, but she's always talking about, throughout the years, she's always talked about this. And, people are trying to come down on Khalees, saying like, oh, why is she talking about this now? Like, this happened so long ago. She really should be beefing with Pharrell. And like, well, yeah, she always has. Like, this is just like, she's just, upset again, because I'm sure it's very triggering for her. But like, I think what Beyonce did was actually pretty cool. Like, although, yeah, Pharrell owns the masters, she put Khalees in the credit so she could still break her off, But okay. Khalees was like mad. And like, then I think Beyonce was like, I was trying to help you. And then she removed her.
So wait, she was originally credited.
Yeah, she was credited, but Khalees's whole thing was she was mad that although for the Neptunes own her stuff, she was mad that she didn't get a courtesy call to like be let known that it was being used. She found out when everybody else found out, so she was pissed, which I guess I get. But like, she went on a whole rant, and like she was like saying like Beyonce was wrong for that, but it's like, but also Beyonce was trying to help you out. So I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
I think Khalees used it as an opportunity to bring some vision to her plight with Pharrell, and
yeah, because she has been talking about it for years, and like that's why still people are like, why is she choosing to talk about this shit now? And it's happened like 20 years ago. And it's like, no, she actually has been talking about it, but like it's just also the perfect time to continue to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's not that many things in our society that's going to get that much attention. So Beyonce drops an album and you got a plight to get off. That's not,
a great opportunity to speak your piece.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So when Beyonce samples you, you're gonna really drop your, like, hey, you gonna drop your video too, or you gonna bless the Beehive?
I'm sorry, you froze.
Oh.
What was the question? I'm sorry about that.
I said, so Beyonce samples you, right?
Amazing.
Do you go on the rant, or do you give the blessing?
I make a video of me dancing to the song. That's what I do.
I hear that.
But I only hope. Well, I'm not gonna hope because it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna make sure I put myself in the position to where I don't feel like I've been fucked over, and like I can like make great decisions and like feel proud when like certain things happen or people use my music and stuff like that. Like I can't talk too poorly of, because she was also young, and like who knows what the situation was, and like I mean it happens, like people get screwed over all the time, like the industry and stuff like that. Like so I feel for her, but like because I've learned things and I'm still learning, like I'm gonna try my best to never be in these like situations to where I would have to be in the same position as her. So so if Beyonce used my song, I would be super happy about that.
And also, real quick, did you notice the sample?
So before the music completely dropped, they were like posting like snippets and stuff on Twitter and like of the sample they used in the song. I think I heard it when it did have the sample, but like I think they either removed it and removed her credit or just removed her credit. But yeah, I forgot what song it was, but yeah.
Maybe they removed it by the time I listened to it, because I was like looking for it.
And this happened within like a day. Like it was just that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe so I was like, come on, I would be able to hear Milkshake. Or I'm like, come on, I know this. I'm in the yard. Where's the song? I don't know. I'm listening. But no, that's good. I'm glad we got some insight on it from somebody who's like, in the business and somebody's telling you so that's stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
If you ruled the world, what one thing would you change? I would make Pharrell give Khalees back her masters. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, no, that too. But people shouldn't be hungry. Yeah.
Good one.
Like necessities, that shouldn't even be like a problem. Like that people are struggling with. That's like my biggest thing. But also just on a so I have this holiday that I've been discussing with my friends that I want to happen. So I understand that, well, if I ruled the world, it could be like a global thing, but like realistically it will have to like be like a national thing first, or like just like a city thing, then a state thing, and then it'll grow. But
I think I know where you're going. I like this already.
So I've came up with this holiday where, okay, you guys as men, like, can you say that you've done something wrong, like in your life, like something that was terrible? At least one thing.
You want the holiday to be meant to tell things they did bad? That's what you want the holiday to be?
No, just answer my question.
Yeah, not
okay,
terrible.
well, you've definitely done something because you started answering my question.
That's just funny.
Terrible, very strong. It's a lot of levity. Okay. There's a lot of weight behind terrible.
Terrible, yeah, exactly. I agree with him.
At least bad. At least bad. Okay. Something bad. Okay. So my holiday is basically every man will have to just go to jail just for one day, and all the ladies will just be able to do their thing, like have a party, and like it's just one day because y'all all have done like one really bad thing. So
first question. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, okay, up to this point we had the sweetest Peyton in the world. I was ready to call Drew D. Man, she was wonderful, man. She was great. And then she comes with this purge.
You mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I'm just recognizing that you would like a purge for men for one day out of the year.
Where they purge, no one is going to die.
No, but you want us to go. You want us to go to jail, and
But it's so fair. I think y'all have all done like one thing.
I love the honesty. I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to say this. I'm so confused though. What about just out of curiosity? This is the immediate thing that comes to my head without even like ignore everything else. This is the first thing that popped in my head. What do the terrible women do?
You know what? I didn't consider that. So there has to be a holiday for us as well. Okay, so maybe the holiday won't work because I don't want to go to jail.
But you never did anything terrible, so I don't understand.
But you want us to
why
go
you would go to jail. You never do anything.
I haven't done anything terrible.
Yo, so I've been neglecting the chat. Somebody said, yo, the homie Ben Frank said, yo, don't lock me up.
Oh yeah, he must have did something.
And then somebody else said, don't wish jail on anyone.
Ben Frank is a rider. You're looking out, Ben.
Yo, Bam said, don't wish jail on anyone. So yeah, so and also this is the way my brain works. So this term you're using, holiday, to me is a modernization of the word holy and day together. And this sounds very opposite of that. So we need something like more of a detriment day. Yeah, purge.
It's a purge. That's exactly what it is.
It doesn't sound like a joyous time of the year. Because even Halloween's on the fence of holidays. Like I don't consider Halloween a holiday. And now you're talking about, but nobody goes to jail that day. So you want to lock people up.
Okay, well, I would say it would be joyous for like some women, like we'll have fun, like we'll party, we'll do some things. And then when we're talking about Halloween, like surface level, okay, I know it's kind of like low vibrational, but like on a surface level, it's like, oh, we get to dress up and like eat candy and like have a party. So yeah, it's a holiday.
But that's what I'm saying, just the term holy and day together. You know, it's like an unholy day, but it's dope. You know what I mean? But,
celebration. I think celebration would be more, women celebrating, wanting men to.
But let's explore this. Lock up all the men day. This tear down the patriarchy day. What day is it? Did you choose a day?
No.
Is it like right after Mother's Day or something? What day is it? Like
I was discussing this with a friend and I was like, oh, this is the perfect. So this was like around June. I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be a good day. It was like June 11th or something like that. But then like my friend was like, my friend was like, didn't you know this is like men's mental health awareness month? And I was like, oh shit, okay, it can't be June.
They can mentally be aware of their health in prison.
Right. But no, so I'm still undecided. I'm still undecided, but I might change my mind. It's still like a holiday. I'm like working out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can take a slice of that.
Well, you know what? I even though naturally I disagree, I rock with you so much. I would gladly jump in. I'll get behind that, and I'll, as long as it's a carpeted prison for 24 hours, I got your back, Peyton.
You just want to have a high position in jail. You want to like be a guard or something.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
right now?
That's cool. That's fine. I just like carpet. I don't like the cold, cell floor. But I just want the carpet.
Yeah.
On your feet.
Maybe a couch.
Concrete on your feet.
Yeah.
I will make sure everyone is taken care of, but like, it won't be like you guys are sleeping on the cold floor, but you'll just be like away from women for a while, and like y'all have to talk about like your wrongs and reflect and like go to therapy and like things like that.
You get a therapist? That was a luxury.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a holiday. It's not torture. That's why when Greg's talking about purge, I'm like, purge? Like, this is gonna be awesome.
Well, I mean, it is kind of it's something different because prisons are already overcrowded, and if you add in the whole concept of the amount of money that's made off of prisons, private owned prisons and all that stuff, so kind of feeding in, you're still feeding into the patriarchy somehow, some way. But long as it's this is my as long as I'm isolated, I don't want to share myself with nobody. I just want nice carpet between my toes and a book. You know what I'm saying? Just a nice book. I'm good. 24 hours, I can do it.
With that being said, the last time I saw Peyton, we were at this event that was off the chain. Literally, like I hadn't been to an off the chain event like in a very long time for so many reasons. So I'm not gonna go into all the reasons, but for so many reasons. I mean, it was, you know, it was something for this older guy to be there and to just look at. It was a lot going on. Where
what
did
you enjoy about the show?
Oh, you know what? I missed it. I missed it. I sure did. I got there, I pulled up, but Drew did get the security guard to let me park like right in front. I really worked on making it. But you know what though? Okay. I got to reconnect with you. I got to slap hands with my homeboy Budgie, and I felt like I was accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. You know, I have many more shows, so.
Oh no, if you're in town, I'll definitely come out for sure. With that being said, where do you see social progression going in the next 2 years? You know, after COVID, just all that, and people kind of getting back, because at the event that we were at, you never would have known that there was a COVID going. Like people were back into the groove. They were back in the groove full force.
Yeah, I think everyone is trying their best to like, you know, get back to like what they feel normal is. I feel like just being in isolation like has caused a lot of people to develop anxiety and like poor social skills and also poor hygiene sometimes. But I think like within the next 2 years, like it will get better. But I feel like it just everything's a little different now. So within the next 2 years, I do see it improving maybe, but like all these ancient diseases keep coming back. So I feel like maybe it will just be in a weird cycle. I mean, I hope not, but I don't know. It's really hard to say. I pray it goes the other way where, you know, we're just learning to be normal again, and then we become normal again. Hopefully it's not 1,000 lockdowns, but you know, if it has to happen, it has to happen. But that will like put us back socially.
Dope. Well, no, man, that's dope, Peyton. You wanna? This has been a great interview. You want to give your socials so we can people watching, they can come and check you out?
Yes, definitely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed myself. If you want to check out my music or follow me online, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Peyton. That's Peyton. And if for some reason, because sometimes people type in Peyton in the girl like Peyton List from Disney Channel pops up. Like obviously it's not me. But if you're having trouble, you can also type Payday. That's Peyday. And you'll find me. Also, I'm on all streaming: Tidal, Apple, Spotify, AudioMac, like SoundCloud, YouTube, all the things. You just type in Peyton and you'll find me. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Dope. What's up with you, Jeremy? You got any shows coming up?
Yeah, I just follow you, Peyton Payday.
Awesome.
Definitely. And everybody in the chat, they love you. They already followed you and subscribed to you as well.
I love them.
Yeah. As far as me, I'll be in La Jolla, the Comedy Store on the 25th, and I'll be in Vegas on the 30th and 31st, doing the LA Comedy Club. But also I like to take the time to just say, you know, rest in peace to the homie Teddy Ray. Once again, really, really, really good friend. Known him since 2010. I don't want to say where we started comedy because we started all over. You know, everybody's LA. He's LA based, and you know, just one of the dopest souls. He was gangster, but he had an innocence to him. You know, but I mean, talk about from Marty's to I given this dude a ride everywhere in LA. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, we lost him. I think it was last Friday. He They found him in a pool in Palm Springs. A lot of people was everybody's so concerned with his health. As of right now, there's no confirmation on what he died of, but I do know that he was in Palm Springs to actually work on his health. So, I know a lot of people's concerned with that. But yeah, this dude, I watched him, go, such a big journey, and it's kind of cool to, I think the thing that he's most known for right now is the meme
double
where
cheeked up.
Yeah, the cheeked up on Thursday night or whatever. But he's always been like that. That's just a phrase, but he's always had phrases that make you turn and go like, what you just say? It's just that something about that the combination of innocence and gangster. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was, to me, Teddy was like, he was hood comedy, but it was a crazy twist of mainstream comedy, like right in there with it. Like like he was definitely a star. Like he was a star. What I'm not to compare him, but his comedy was similar to me, similar to Tiffany Haddish's comedy, where she's hood, but she's very intelligent with her comedy too. And I felt Teddy, he brought that through.
Well, the same way that artists like Kanye West, was considered like backpack rap back in the day. But if you have those guys like Kendrick Lamar or whatever, these guys are mainstream. That's just kind of the norm. I wouldn't say the norm, but just bringing that to it. And these artists that you're describing in comedy, they kind of brought that too. So that's just at this point, it's just the modern way. Not to say anything offensive to the older comics, but the newer Black people were and are smart. You know what I mean? This like I've been in the trenches with both of these people, doing comedy every day with these people, like on a consistent basis. I mean, from Marty's to Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, Improv, Ice House, Slappers. Like I'm telling you, like I know these people for real. I'll just say that. But Teddy, in particular, like he was very, it's almost to the point where it wasn't comedy. You know what I mean? Like that's literally how his dude talked every day. I mean, even like, I say one of the funniest things for me is my ex, her, how you give nicknames to people you date, whatever. He nicknamed my ex Peach Cobbler just because when I was first going to meet her, he was like, she said she made something. Like he was like, she cooked? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what's she making? I was like, she said peach cobbler. He was like, man, you better go get that peach cobbler. And he was actually in the car with me at the time. So for years I just call her that. But yeah, that dude, he's just character. It sucks to lose somebody so young that and I just lost the other homie Jack Knight last month too.
And hard.
So, yeah, and these two was like a double threat too. So it's kind of like for comedy. I hate to make this comparison, but it is very weird though. Like Big losing Biggie and Tupac like within a year span, and you look back like, dang. So I would like to see that legend grow over time. But yeah, that's it.
Well, no, man, I want to thank everybody for this episode of Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Once again, Peyton, thank you for an intelligent conversation.
Thank
man,
you.
yeah, I'll definitely be talking to Drew tomorrow, and we'll have this conversation. We have a conversation not about you, but it's like an ongoing conversation of growth and motivation and all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nah, this definitely been good. And once again, thank you, Jeremy, and you stay together and stay safe. And I appreciate both you guys.